the course. In this lecture, we will be learning about Z test statistic with respect to the conditions and characteristics, how we can formulate the generation of Z statistic test with respect to the given input data. SEM and introduction, its process, characteristics, and then we have focused on sampling methods, the major 5 different variants that is focused with sampling. Also we have discussed about what is test for hypothesis and how various different types of testing methods can be explored with statistical modeling. We have discussed a complete view on t-test, z-test, f-test and non-parametric test. Now we are going to explore the basics and the functional parameters corresponding to z-test. So here the z-test, which focus on the deviation from the mean in a normal distribution, which is called a relative or standard deviate and represented using the symbol z. It is measured in terms of standard deviation, focusing on how much a given observation or a tuple of record is smaller or higher than the mean value that is described in units. So the formulation goes with this, that is Z, which is equal to observed minus mean by standard deviation. So here the score value of the ratio between the observed difference and the SE value is called the Z value. The following are the conditions that has to be adhered while doing Z test. So in a given observation which is to be analyzed, the conditions are the sample should be of size greater than 30 and also the sample should be randomly selected. The variables corresponding to each and every sample must follow a normal distribution and the data represented should be of type quantitative. So these are the conditions that has to be adhered while doing Z test. And then the characteristics. So here, if the distance of Z score which falls under the mean, that is plus or minus 1.96 in the zone of acceptance ratio, that is we can say the confidence limit is 95%, the null hypothesis H0 is accepted, or else if it deviates from the mean value, then the hypothesis H0 is rejected from the level of significance. And the value of P at 5% that we also know as 0.05% and at 2.5% is represented as 0.025 and so on. So for different values of P, we can assume the significance level of the observed value which can be collected to Z test. Then here the Z test is of two. One is one-tailed test and the another one is the two-tailed test. In one-tailed test, it is defined as the test of statistical hypothesis and where either alternative hypothesis is one-sided, which is represented as one-tailed test or one-side test, and this one side may be of right or left tailed, and two-tailed test, the second category, it is a test of statistical hypothesis based on rejection region, which is represented in both the sides of a standard normal curve. So this is the thing, and the working procedure is, first we have to set up null hypothesis representing there is no significant difference between the sample means which are for the given population, and the second thing we have to compute the test for Z statistic, which is represented as Z is equal to x bar minus mu by SE of x bar into delta. The delta value is the standard deviation, and then we have to identify when the SD of population is not known. We can go with another formulation, And next we have to find the level of significance, the value of alpha that is set, and then we have to identify the critical value. If the computed value of Z less than the critical value, that is Z alpha, accept the null hypothesis. If the computed value is greater than critical value, or that is Z alpha, then reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis. So this is the working procedure behind Z test. Upon summarizing, here we have learnt about how we can formulate Z test hypothesis with respect to the given real-time data. Thank you.